some technological tools that we can use? We were talking yesterday about like the Android phones having the screener service on them now. So it's not even you that talks to them, it's the computer that talks to them, and you get to see what they say and decide whether you want to answer. But are there other things that you guys are recommending for people?
Right now, it's mainly just hang up. Actually, first of all, folks, we're not going to call until you have a warrant. Secondly, if you get a call like that, and you're a hard-working person or a retired person, and there's no reason for you to have a warrant. And a lot of people say, well, maybe I didn't get something in the mail. Maybe I missed a jury summons or a jury notice or something. Just pick up the phone, hang up on that person, pick up the phone and call like the jury commissioner at Summit County Common Police Court, or, look up the numbers of legitimate people to answer your questions. And more than anything, call your local police, call your local law enforcement where you live, where it's occurring at.
We've been talking for a few minutes, and in that time, I got a call like that on the listener line and one on my cell phone. They come very, very frequently. Are they counting on the victim being shaken enough that they don't question why they want Target gift cards? Because I don't know of a law enforcement agency or a court system that accepts gift cards.
None. You are correct. They are counting on people to get shaken up right away. Or, sadly, an elderly person who is not going to follow very well what they are saying, other than being very shaken up due to the call and what they are being told. And without thinking it through, they will go do this to keep themselves, in their eyes, out of trouble. And that's what's really sad.
Do the courts even accept the prepaid gift cards? Because I think the reason why they like those is because they're treated just like a Visa or a MasterCard. But are those even allowed for use?
I got to be honest, I'm not sure, but I do not believe so. Usually, I know for years they wouldn't. I can't say as of today's date, but to my knowledge, no.
You would look shady, honestly, if you go in there with one of those Visa gift cards trying to pay a fine. It would probably raise a red flag in somebody's head.
I would definitely think so.
And I say that from experience, having worked in a clerk's office before. Yeah, that wouldn't look too good.
The other message we'd like to send, obviously, is to the employees of places like Walmart and Giant Eagle, places, businesses that sell many, many types of gift cards. If you have an elderly person come through and they've got $500, $1,000 worth of gift cards, start asking. We would ask that you ask them questions, and if they're telling you finally that I have to do this because of a phone call or whatever, we would ask those businesses to call their local law enforcement so we can come talk to the people as well.
And theoretically, the business can refuse the transaction, right? They can say, we're not going to sell you these for your own good.
Exactly. Or at least say, I want you to stand here for just a few minutes for us and talk to my manager while the local law enforcement's in a route.
Are bank tellers instructed the same way? Because some of these scams involve getting a money order from the bank or a cashier's check.
They are. Most of the bank security divisions meet with tellers on a very frequent basis, have meetings about scams, especially ones that have hit their area, as well as across the nation, usually.
The other one I was thinking about is the one where you said, your grandkid's in jail.
Right.
I was thinking, Summit County, we've talked at length about this. Isn't that wing of the jail still closed?
A little portion of it. Our numbers, sadly, are very much increasing.
Yeah. That got me thinking. Would the response to that be, I live in Summit County. I know they're having problems with overcrowding in this county. Not likely, pal.
Yeah, if you're going to get a phone call, it's not going to be from somebody who's calling on behalf of the child. And secondly, make sure it is, or your grandchild, make sure it is them, not someone portraying them is what's happening lately. And the problem is, Bobby, they have no problem making, the bad people out there have no problem making 100, 150, 200 calls in a 10, 15 minute span of time to just lock into one that's going to fall for it. It's really sad.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I would make political phone calls, you'd do that. You'd have 4 phones in front of you.
Yeah.
They'd auto-dial and just whichever one, hello, pick that one up. Hi, would you like to vote for Joe Schlabotnik? Probably the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Whichever one picks up, and you can get them on the line, and there's an old fishing term, hook them. Let's do it, and we're going to get some money from these people, and they'll stay on.
Have the clerks moved on to this, and they're no longer doing the quick change artist or the envelope game, the old cons?
The old cons are pretty much gone. Once in a great while, we'll have someone shortchange a clerk somewhere, but that's far and few between with the technology, modern technology, and like I say, once again, you can do it as far away as across the continent, across the United States, as well as across the world with technology. So yeah, the old cons are pretty well gone once in a great while, but not like now. With the holidays approaching, also Craigslist, things of this nature. We're talking about scams. Make sure you set up a safe place to meet with someone to purchase or sell an article, because once again, as we know from the news, we have a lot of people who meet people in parking lots, etc. That's not good, especially after dark, for someone to go alone. That's how a lot of strong arms as well as aggravated robberies occur. So what you want to do is try to make it, and I'm not just for my own agency, but our parking lot at the jail is monitored with a video that is considered a safe place. I know the Cuyahoga Falls Police Station parking lot, as well as Springfield Township. Pick a good place with people around, video monitoring, etc. Try not to rush into something and end up on the wrong side of a robbery.
Sheriff, could you just very quickly go over some things people need to remember about staying safe so that you're not a victim of the personal pickpocket or the purse grabbing or any of those things?
Well, first of all, more than anything, you have to be aware of your surroundings. And we have people who are always thinking about the holiday gifts they have not found yet for someone special in their lives, kids, grandkids, significant other, whatever. Watch where you're walking, in the parking lots of malls, of shopping plazas, etc. Make sure that, for gentlemen, I would say a wallet in the front pocket instead of the back, or a rubber band or two around it in your back pocket, because when it'll grab onto the material if somebody tries to grab it. Purses, it's really hard to say. I've heard both versions of crossbody, but the problem with that is you possibly are going to get drugged down and hurt badly. Secondly, if you have your purse and you're grocery shopping, most shopping carts have the little seat belt for the babies or the small children that ride in there. Wrap that around your purse handle and click it. And never take your eyes off of it for more than a second, because in a second it can be gone.
Indeed. Now we're about out of time, but I know you wanted to talk about something that you got going on called Arrive Alive. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, actually it's not me. I got to give credit to Prosecutor Sheriff Evan Walsh and her office for Arrive Alive, starting tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Clear through Thanksgiving holiday through Saturday. For Summit County residents or people who needing a ride in Summit County, call the City Yellow Cab, 330-253-3141, 253-3141. Mention Arrive Alive for a free ride home to Summit County, up to a $65 fare for that, or a $20 for the Lyft program. You can get it for free up to those amounts.
Very good. And that means that you guys have less work to do tomorrow night, hopefully.
Hopefully nobody injured, nobody having injuries for Thanksgiving, and just having a good time with their families rather than having a traffic crash.
Absolutely. Sheriff, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming by.
Good to see you, Jace, Bobby. You guys, thanks a million. Have a great Thanksgiving.
You too. Summit County Sheriff Steve Berry joining us on 1590 and 93.5 WAKR.